Before you became an actress, you were a professional dancer. What has the transition been like going from that creative outlet to now the screen?
Yes, I actually think it helped. While I was in college, I was dancing for the NBA Los Angeles Clippers. I did 3 seasons with that team, and then I did 3 seasons with the NFL Los Angeles Rams. So for about 6 to 7 years, I was consistently, you know, dancing and going to practices and driving all over the place, which is actually what you do for auditions anyway in Los Angeles. You're driving nonstop. I pretty much lived in my car like all the time, just changing to the next place, to the next audition, eating in my car, whatever I had time for. So I think that discipline um, really helped me cross over. I've been dancing my whole life. So that discipline growing up of just like the resilience and hard work and dedication to get to where you need, I really think that has crossed over and helped me in my acting career.
And when you look at your career as a whole, who or what's had the biggest influence, either personally or professionally?
Ooh, okay. So I guess professionally, I remember who inspired me the most growing up. I always watched the Disney Channel. And I remember seeing Brenda's song on Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, and I was like, I love her. I wanted to be her. I felt like I could see myself. I just felt like that was like my big sis, and to see her have so much fun on screen and be an actress, I was like, I could do that. And then that was professional wise, and then personally. My mom has been the biggest supporter and inspiration to me. Growing up, she put me in all my dance classes, all my musical theater programs, everything. She just wanted me to perform. She's kind of an introvert, so I feel like she was living vicariously through me. Uh, so she would put me in everything and just like to see if I liked it. And I ended up loving dancing and performing. And I remember she would take me to dance auditions, and I didn't want to go because I was like really shy and intimidated with that sort of stuff. But she would always tell me, like, that could be you. Or like, she'd take me to musicals or stage performances and be like, you can do that one day. So I always had this confidence and support system of like, yeah, I can do something if I wanted to. So she always told me, if anyone can do it, you can. So I love you, Mom.
You've had a lot of success already in your career. When you look back, is there a particular moment that stands out?
Ooh, you mean like acting wise?
Yeah.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Particular moment that stands out. Okay. So one time, I won't say what show, what job I did, but I worked on a show, and it wasn't a very big part. It was I was a guest star on one episode of some XYZ show. And the showrunner, the director was also the producer and the showrunner, who I got to work with. And I'll never forget, like, at the end of the day, and it was like the most exciting, biggest job I had so far. At the end of the day, he said something. I think he said, "Oh, let me tell you a secret. One day you're going to be a TV star." And I remember being like, "You think of me?" But I think that was really an incredible moment for me because, like, to be able to be seen and acknowledged by someone in the industry who is of that caliber or professional, like, I just respected it so much, and it stayed with me ever since.
Speaking of being a TV star, you're one of the stars of the CW's Kung Fu. And the series has meant a great deal to various communities that want to see themselves and their stories represented on screen. Have you, the cast, and the crew have time to reflect on the impact that you've all had?
Wow. I think yes. I think it's still coming gradually. I remember from the very beginning, I think we all knew the impact, or at least how big this was, because, there aren't many Asian American casts on television. Actually, ours is the first Asian led cast for a drama series on a broadcast television network. So right away when we got the breakdowns and the scripts of everything, when we were all auditioning, we're like, wait, they're looking for a cast full of Asians. What? That's never been heard of. Fast forward to we come to our producer sessions and all of our network testings, and everyone is Asian, and we're just like, this is really strange and really cool, and it formed this type of like camaraderie and support, and because we knew if it could be any of us, and we're just really happy that content like this was being created, especially when all the Asian hate crimes were happening. I think people really looked to our show for hope and representation. And I remember people of the AAPI community would always tell us like, yay, like we're so glad something is out there like this, and families are watching it together, and it's creating family time, and generations of people are looking up to us, and it's really special. I think hopefully this is just the beginning, and it just becomes normal to see, you know, Asian faces on screen.
Yeah. And your character in particular has this incredible journey throughout the first season. There's so many layers to Althea. What was your favorite to explore, and which was the most challenging?
Ooh, I feel like it would be the same answer. My most favorite part to explore and the most challenging would be the story of her sexual assault by her boss. When I first auditioned for the pilot, none of this was in the auditions or the breakdown. I had no idea. So when I first auditioned, I just came in as this bubbly older sister who's planning her wedding, tech savvy, all that stuff. I could do that. I understood that. But then later, after I booked it, the showrunner sat down with me and was like, this is where she's going. And I was like, are you sure? Like, you trust me? You don't even, like, I was like, are you sure? Like, you didn't even, I don't know. It was just such a sensitive subject matter and so important. And I didn't want to mess it up. So it was very challenging because I wanted to get it right. But it was also the most fun part because I got to explore, and I realized that there's not one right answer, especially for how people deal with trauma and pain in that area. And I just hope to have made it as authentic as possible.
There's an emotional moment in episode 4 where your character tells her sister she's been sexually assaulted. For you as an actress, how did you prepare for that scene?
I definitely I did some research. I feel like I watched some YouTube videos about testimonies from sexual assault victims just to see where they were coming from and the fears that they had, and why they maybe waited so long to come forward. I feel like that stuff really helped me into the internal conflict that she was having. I also had a great chat with the showrunners and the writer of that episode to see really where they saw her coming from. And also on the day, I have to really give a shout out to my director for that episode, America Young, and my scene partner, Olivia Liang, who were amazing, so patient, so generous with their time and their effort. And I really felt comfortable to explore and get what they needed.
Saying earlier, something that I love about this show is that it tackles a lot of timely and relevant themes. What has it meant to you to be a part of a production that's not afraid to have these tough conversations?
Yes, I think it's great. I think as storytellers and the entertainment industry, we have a responsibility to not only entertain, but to also shed light on uh, subject matters and conversations that are really important and relevant, because, you know, we are all living in this world. And I think the more we continue to spark those conversations, the more impactful we leave our footprint. And so I think it's been really special. I love being part of such an amazing cast and production who really want to have all of this out there.
You've lived with a character. Has anything surprised you about this process? What's been the biggest takeaway for you?
Ooh, surprised me about this process. Biggest takeaway. Um, I think surprised me the most was we are shot this whole series during a pandemic. So I think everything was just it was a lot of hard work. I think on top of it, and we really our cast had to bond together to create that bubble to uh, we like to call it our kung fu bubble, and it was only like 10 of us that could hang out for like 7 months. So I think we created that family. And I think the biggest takeaway was just learning how to trust myself and trust my instincts. I think I've grown a lot as an actress, but also a person. And I love my castmates. I think we've become such a nice big happy family, and like what you see, the chemistry that you see on screen is really what it's like in real life. We're always just hanging out at Mama Kang's house and eating her cooking, and we all like to joke that we don't eat unless she cooks. So we're all quite starving now that we're on hiatus.
Like you say, we've got one more episode left in this season. What can fans expect from the season finale?
Ooh, what can fans expect from the season finale? Lots of juicy stuff. So there, Popo is in town, as we saw in episode 12, and she is so funny. She's oh gosh. So that relationship, and then going into the wedding, Althea's wedding, and then also this is where Nikki and Henry go find, you know, oh, I don't want to say too much. I don't know anything. But there's going to be lots of actions. Lots. I mean, it's our season finale, so you can bet that there's going to be a lot of fighting, some tears, some drama, maybe some comedic moments, and I think it's going to leave people really looking forward to season two.
Yeah, speaking of season two, the show just got picked up. Congratulations, by the way. Where do you want to see Althea's storyline head? And is there another character that you want to see her interact more with in season two?
Ooh, okay. So for season two, Althea, I would love to see her go back to work. Like, what does that look like when she heads back into the tech world? And selfishly, it's because I like to live vicariously through her like tech savviness. Because in real life, Shannon knows nothing about technology, and I always feel super smart, like saying all this technical jargon that I have no idea what it means. And I would, like if I got to sneak in a few punches here and there, some action, I would love it. And overall, I think it'd be cool if like our show had like a musical episode. But again, that's just me being selfish because I love to sing and dance, and I'm like, let's do it.
Season two, definitely.
Yes.
And then we just like to end all of our interviews with a pop culture lightning round. Do you have a guilty pleasure TV show?
Oh, guilty pleasure TV show. Um, okay, well, I don't think it's an actual guilty. I don't think I should feel guilty about it. But people make fun of me that I'm so in love with Big Bang Theory. Is that is that right? That's what I say. I was like, it's funny. But people are like, what? Really? I don't know. Again, I love the smart nerdy stuff. Do you see it?
Yeah. What about a guilty pleasure movie?
Guilty pleasure movie. Okay, I have so many. Legally Blonde, Mean Girls, and White Chicks.
About musical theater earlier. Do you have a favorite play or musical?
Oh, Wicked. Wicked for sure is my favorite. I've seen it twice and it was amazing. And I did it in high school choir, and I got to choreograph to Popular, and it was like the highlight of my high school career.
What about a band or artist that fans would be surprised to learn is on your playlist?
Oh, okay. People are always surprised. In general, a genre that's on my playlist is country music. I love country. I go to Stagecoach every year. People are always surprised about that. And I'm like, so what? You've never seen an Asian girl in cowboy boots? Whatever.
What about your dream role? What's your dream role?
Dream roll, dream roll, dream roll. I would say, as you could see from my guilty pleasure movies, I love rom-com. So anything that I could be in a rom-com, that would be a dream. Putting it into the universe. Thank you for helping me do that.